Hi, how are you? Hope you are fine and staying safe at home. Okay, hope you understood the last week's class. Let us start with a quick recap. What was our lesson name? Evolution of computers. Evolution means history of the computers. Okay, so first we studied about the calculating devices. First one was abacus. What was the function of abacus? It was the first calculating device which was used by merchants and traders. And for what purpose did they use it? For counting the items they sold or they purchased. Then what did it do? It used to perform the basic calculations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Then next calculating device we studied was the Napier's bones, which was invented by John Napier in the year 1617. And how was it made up of? It was made up of rectangular rods and which was made up of bones. They used ivory, they used wood or they used the metals for making the Napier's bones. Next one was the Pascaline, another calculating device, and it was developed by Blaise Pascal in the year 1642. The next one was difference engine we studied, and what was it? It was designed by Charles Babbage in the year 1822 and designed to do the mathematical operations automatically. And the next one we studied was the analytical engine, and it was developed by Charles Babbage in the year 1837. Now, who is Charles Babbage? He is the father of computers. Let us move on to our today's topic, generations of computers. You might have heard about your parents saying, we have like in my generation it was like this, in your generation it is like this. Now, computer is also having different generations. Let us study today. The computers, they evolved from a large size, means the computers were very big, at least a size of a big room, and it was simple calculating machine, means very simple to calculate. And nowadays the machines have become smaller, but it is more powerful machine. It was not like the old generation computers. Now, computers are basically classified into 5 generations. They are first generation of computers, second generation of computers, third generation of computers, fourth generation of computers, and lastly fifth generation of computers. Now, what is the quality of this 5 types of generation of computers? Each generation, they had their own technology. What do you mean by technology? Means each generation they used a different technology. Every time the technology used to change. Let us study the first generation of computer. What are the features of that? And it was used in the year 1940s up to 1958. First generation computers were used from 1940s to 1958. Now, what are the features of this first generation of computers? Let us study. They use the vacuum tubes. Now, you will be wondering what is vacuum tube. These are the vacuum tubes. Okay. They used this device inside the computer, and they used punched cards for input and output of data. Nowadays, what do? They use the keyboard for input, we use monitor, printer for result. They use the punched cards. Then they calculated data in milliseconds. The data was calculated in milliseconds, and they were very large in size. Very large means it was the size of a big room, and it could handle only small storage capacity, means the storage capacity was very small and the computer was very large. They were slow in speed, and the processing speed was very slow. They consumed a large amount of power supply, means the electricity bill will be too much, will be very high. So, they consumed a large amount of power supply or energy. And what are the examples of first generation computer? ENIAC and UNIVAC. Let us study about ENIAC. The full form of ENIAC is Electronic Numerical Integrator and Calculator. Can you say it once again with me? Electronic Numerical Integrator and Calculator. Who developed this ENIAC? They were two persons, one is J. Eckert, John Eckert and John Mauchly in the year 1946. Two persons, John Eckert and John Mauchly in the year 1946. This is the picture of ENIAC. Can you wonder, see the size of that computer? It is such a big computer and it used large amount of power supply and the storage capacity was very small. Now this is also known as the first general purpose electronic computer. It is the first general purpose electronic computer. Next one is UNIVAC, the first generation computer, UNIVAC. What is the full form of UNIVAC? Universal Automatic Computer. And it was the first commercially available computer which was developed by John Eckert and John Mauchly in the year 1951. So, ENIAC and UNIVAC, they were developed by John Eckert and John Mauchly. And this is the picture of UNIVAC. Now, we will study about the second generation of computers. It was developed in the year 1959 up to 1963. What are the features of this second generation of computers? Let us know. They were very smaller in size than the first one. The first one was of a big room size. Now, they were little bit smaller than the first generation computers. They used transistors instead of vacuum tubes. I showed you the image of vacuum tubes, right? Now, this generation of computers, they use the transistors. And they use the punched cards as well as the magnetic tapes for input and output of data. What did the first generation use? They used the punched cards. In this generation computers, they used punched cards and magnetic tapes. Now, they were much more faster than the first generation of computer. They were cheaper and they were more efficient. And they could calculate the data in microseconds. They were little bit costly than the first generation of computers and it can be used only for specific purposes. Now, these are the transistors. It is the image of transistors. And the examples are IBM 1401, RCA 501, Honeywell 200. Okay, this is about the second generation of computers. Now, let us move forward to the third generation of computer. It was used in the years 1964 to 1970. And what are the features of the third generation of computers? They used integrated circuits in place of transistors. I showed you the image of transistor. Instead of transistors, they use the integrated circuits. And it is also called as a chip. You might have heard about the word chip. And it contains thousands of transistors. This chip contains thousands of transistors. They used keyboard for input of data and monitor for its output like we are using now. They were smaller, faster, cheaper and more efficient than the early computers, and the examples are IBM 360, Apple I, ICL 1900. See, these are the integrated circuits and this is the machine named IBM 360 and this is Apple I. Can you see the keyboard over here? Okay, so they use the keyboard for input of data. So what did we study today? We studied generations of computers. The computers evolved from a large size to a small size. First one was very simple calculating machine, and now it is very powerful machine, and they were classified into 5 generations: first generation, second generation, third generation, fourth generation and fifth generation. And what was the specific type? It had a different technology. Each generation of computers used a different technology. And what are the features of the first generation of computers? It used vacuum tubes, it used punch cards for input and output of data, used to calculate data in milliseconds. It was very large in size. The computer was of a big size of a big room, and it had very small storage capacity. It was very slow. Processing was done very slowly, and it consumed a large amount of power supply. And the examples were ENIAC and UNIVAC. ENIAC was the full form is Electronic Numerical Integrator and Calculator, which was developed by John Eckert and John Mauchly in the year 1946. And this is the image of ENIAC, and it was the first general purpose electronic computer. Secondly, we studied about the UNIVAC, Universal Automatic Computer, developed by John Eckert and John Mauchly in the year 1951, and this is the image of UNIVAC, and it contains nearly 5,700 vacuum tubes. Then we studied the second generation of computers, which was developed in the year 1959, and it was used up to 1963. And what are the features of it? They were smaller than the first generation of computers. They used transistors instead of vacuum tubes, and they used the punch cards and magnetic tapes for input and output of data. They were faster, cheaper and more efficient. They could calculate data in microseconds, and they were costly and could be used only for the specific purposes. These are the transistors, and this is the example for that IBM 1401. Then we studied the third generation of computers in the year 1964 to 1970s, and what are the features of it? They used integrated circuits in place of transistors, and this IC is also called as chip, which contains thousands of transistors. Then they used the keyboard for input of data and monitor for its output. They were smaller, faster, cheaper and more efficient than the early computers, and the examples are IBM 360, Apple I and ICL 1900. Hope you understood today's class. Thank you and have a nice day.